Okay, so you've won the mega jackpot, and suddenly you're $10 million richer. You're a pretty smart cookie, though. You do watch the infographic show after all, and you've seen one of our previous episodes on lottery winners who lost it all. So you know you need to take some steps to protect this incredible windfall, or else you'll end up in one of our episodes as another disaster story. But what in the world do you do with all that money when up till now your focus has been on making it from paycheck to paycheck? Don't worry, because as usual, we've got your back with another episode of the Infographic Show, the intelligent person's guide to spending your lottery winnings. Winning the lottery can be a mixed bag. On one hand, it can have the power to make all your dreams come true, and you can finally tell that boss of yours with the stupid little mustache exactly how you feel about him. But on the other, you're going to have to deal with the instant celebrity and a whole lot of people in your life who suddenly want a handout. If you've seen our episode on lottery losers, then you'll know that people are going to come begging, and not just your own family, but complete strangers who somehow think that suddenly they're entitled to some of your cash. But you'd be lucky if begging is all that comes with your lottery win, as some of your own family members may in fact be out to kill you just so they can hope to inherit some of your cash. It's said that big lottery wins are good for three types of businessmen: those who sell fancy vacations, ones who sell fancy cars, and hitmen. So if you don't want to end up being fleeced by leeches trying to get at your dough, or on some hitman's list, you're going to want to spend that money intelligently. First thing, it's okay to splurge some. I mean, after all, you did just win the lottery. Get yourself a few fancy things. Take a nice vacation. Maybe take some of your more murderous family members with you to stay on their good side. But don't go overboard with it. First, if you start spending big, it's only going to encourage moochers and beggars. And suddenly, you're going to start finding people that you played jump rope with for one day in kindergarten popping up in your life, claiming you're the best of friends. Or worse, old boyfriends and girlfriends, wives and husbands who are going to serenade you with ceaseless sonnets of their unending love for you, or who, by the way, also might hire someone to try to kill you. It's not just family you have to worry about. But there's another good reason why you shouldn't start spending money right away. It attracts criminals. Lottery winners are prime targets for thugs who intimidate, coerce, or outright threaten winners into giving them large sums of money, or perhaps bundles of all the expensive things they just bought. Even more insidious, though, it attracts a specific type of criminal: the scam artist. These professional con men will grease their way into your life, claiming to be anything from a financial advisor to a business entrepreneur. Or they might actually pose as old friends you lost touch with. Whatever their mark's emotional vulnerability, these pros will exploit it for their own benefit. So the best way to avoid all this unwanted attention is to spend discreetly. A few luxuries are nice, but don't suddenly go from driving a Ford Fiesta with a clutch that sticks to zooming around in a Lamborghini. Another prudent reason not to go onto a spending spree is the simple fact that most high-end luxuries don't come with a one-time price tag. That fancy fiery red Lamborghini you just bought, its monthly insurance could be as high as $568. Think buying a mansion is a smart move? Hope you're ready for heating and air conditioning bills that are a few $1,000s a month. Big homes take a lot of heating and cooling after all. How about paying landscapers to keep your home from being overrun by nature? That's about $1,000 a month. Oh, and let's not forget the government, who definitely is going to get what's coming to it. Property taxes every year can be in the six figures. So maybe set more realistic expectations for yourself, because we can't really stress it enough. Luxuries are not one-time purchases, and once the money is gone, there's little chance your grocery bagging income is going to cover all the fees of your new fancy lifestyle. Instead of blowing money on the things you see on TV, focus on spending the money on helping you achieve a lifestyle that can afford these things on its own. You have a $10 million opportunity to completely change your life. And that's the secret to why most lottery winners end up dirt broke. They see the money as a windfall, not an opportunity. And when it runs out, they're back in the same place they started. So how do you prepare yourself for a brand new lifestyle and use this moolah-rich godsend to catapult you into a brand new life? First, remain anonymous if your state lottery rules allow it. States differ, and while in New York lottery winners are a public record, other states allow winners to remain completely anonymous, which will help cut out a lot of the freeloaders and moochers coming your way. You can set up a trust or limited liability company to receive the winnings in your name, with a lawyer claiming the prize on behalf of the trust. It might sting a little to have to spend a few $1,000s to get some suit just to show up and receive your check for you, but hey, it's money well spent for the peace of mind it'll bring you. Next, you have to decide if you want to take the cash up front or receive payments in 30 installments over 29 years. There's a lot of things to consider here, such as what exactly are your plans for this money? If you don't have plans yet, or if you know you'd be too tempted to spend foolishly, take the installment plan. You should also consider which way you'll end up receiving more of your money, as tax laws in different states might favor you taking the full payment up front over being taxed on every single annuity, or vice versa. With taking an annuity, though, there's another issue to consider, and that's what'll happen to your family if you die before the 30-year period is up. This will leave your family with the burden of paying an estate tax on your winnings, which could see the money quickly dry up. Do yourself a favor and have a conversation with some tax professionals before you decide how to get your money. Since you have 60 days from the time you claim your prize until you have to decide, there's plenty of time. Next, do the obvious thing. Pay off all your debts. Just do it. We shouldn't even have to explain why, but you'd be surprised at how many lottery winners cash in the big prize and continue to make monthly payments on their old debts. And then when the money is all gone, they're still stuck with their old debt and likely with a great deal of new ones. Don't be a dummy. Bite the bullet and pay back any debt you currently have. Then you can enjoy the rest of your money with a clear conscience. The next thing you should do is set yourself up with a team of legal and financial advisors. And we don't mean your mom, dad, and big brother who has a rad idea to turn a used car lot into a restaurant. We mean professionals, people with credentials that you can trust to advise you on how to best handle your money. This is another major pitfall for lottery winners, and even though we read every day about the rich amongst us having financial advisors, for some reason lottery winners mostly never think to actually get one themselves. Here's a pro tip. If even the rich and wealthy need financial advisors, it's probably because having a boatload of cash is something that needs careful management, especially if you plan on using it to make even more boatloads of cash, which you should. Vet each advisor you meet with and check broker records at the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, where you'll be able to see if they have any pending or past legal actions or legal complaints against them. You can do the same with attorneys and insurance agents to see if they've been subject to any state complaints or legal filings against them. It's incredibly important you vet the people you're entrusting to advise you on how to manage your fortune, so don't take shortcuts. Plus, having a financial advisor lets you pass off the responsibility of telling moochers and freeloaders no onto him or her, which is perfect when your big bro comes around again to tell you about his great idea to turn a former junkyard into a restaurant where the customers can eat inside old bulldozers. Ask your advisors on the best route to invest your winnings. Many will recommend that you don't even touch it for the first 6 months and instead put it into short-term investments that will yield some initial returns. Yes, this means you won't be able to live the high life right away, but you're already putting your money to work for you, and you'll be able to tell people you can't give any money away because it'll be safely tied up with various investments. In 6 months' time, you can start to live off the interest earned on those investments and ask your financial team for more long-term plans. And no matter how insistent he is, continue to ignore your big brother's idea to turn an old bowling alley into a Nerf gun arena and Hooters restaurant all in one. While your money is being invested, learn to live within a budget. Set spending limits for yourself, or better yet, ask your lead advisor to set up a monthly allowance for yourself. As your money does more work for you and earns more, this monthly allowance can grow to reflect your growing fortune. It might feel like being a kid again, and might be frustrating that you're not living the high life right away. But prudence and discipline will be exactly what lets you completely redefine your lifestyle, and in a few years your money will have, hopefully, exponentially grown through wise investments. Another smart move will be to set up an annual charitable donation. Not only will you be doing a good thing for others, but those who donate to charity are eligible for huge income tax deductions. And remember, your income taxes are now going to be based off your new wealth and not your old paycheck from bagging groceries. So basically, don't expect a return on your taxes and instead expect to owe a lot. But with deductions of up to 50% of adjusted gross income, you can offset how much money you're giving back to Uncle Sam and do some good at the same time, a natural win-win. Honestly, we can't harp enough on how prepared you need to be for taxes, because if you win big, you better be ready to pay up just as big. Not only do you have to worry about property taxes on any new homes and income taxes on your winnings, but you'll also likely for the first time have to worry about the estate tax. As of 2016, each person was entitled to a $5.45 million limit on tax-free transfers of wealth after they died, meaning this is the most money their family could receive before Uncle Sam came to get his cut. So if you win big, really big, it will be prudent to start thinking about how your money is going to be handed down to your next of kin in case you die. Yet another reason why you need financial advisors. Winning the lottery can be a life-changing event, but unfortunately for most, it only leads to ruin and the depressing reality of ending up exactly where they left off. For smart people, though, winning the lottery is the key to creating a brand new lifestyle for themselves and setting them on the path to financial success for life. But whatever you do, don't give any siblings money to open restaurants. Restaurants are terrible investments. How would you spend your lottery winnings? What would be your plan? Don't forget to watch our other video, Why You Don't Want to Win the Lottery. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more great content.